Hello, this is Matthew from. You know what? I can't even say where I'm from anymore. Let's just say Matthew in Boston. And a lot of you guys know me from the radio and, Sports Hub and all that. But at anyone who's been following, we have not missed a week. We have not lost in any week this whole NFL season. We're at week 12 right now. From week 1 to week 11, we have not had a week where we lost money at all. We've basically mostly won. Sometimes we won big. Other times we win like 1 or 2 games above more than we lost. And then, around week 8, 9, or 10, there was 2 out of 3 weeks there where we broke even. Which technically, yes, with juice, you do have to kind of pay. But, I mean, depending on what you're betting, it's juice, We won the same amount of games as we lost 2 out of those 3 weeks. But last week was one of those amazing weeks. This week has already started out as a great week. If you, have been following me, if you haven't been following me, I suggest you start, following, because we are on a run right now. And after last week, I feel better about this week than I have about any week since about week 6 or 7. It was one of those weeks I felt so good about it, and ended up going 10-2. So that's 8 games up, 8 units. Indy, we won Indy. The line was, I think it was getting 5 points, something like that. Oh no, actually, I ended up getting it 4.5. Unfortunately, I got it late. Still covered. So we had that game, and then we had BYU over against UMass. I like to do the smaller schools when it comes to college. Sometimes when you do the bigger schools, first of all, there's so many people working on it. Vegas is very well aware. The way you make money is to get to know the small schools. And I try to get to know the small schools as much as I can. But, for me, living in Boston, now that I'm an adult, I moved out of the city. I live not in the suburbs, but, just outside of Boston, like 3 miles outside. But anyway, so, I get to know the local teams. With the job I have, I'm able to ask questions of certain people, and, nothing's fixed. It's just asking questions, Some guys aren't listed as an injury, yet they're limping. I mean, that's one thing I saw that made me feel good about the Harvard pick. So anyways, like I said, Indy won. We won that. We won the over on BYU against UMass, University of Massachusetts, because they're a very high-scoring team, and I knew BYU would whoop them. So, over looked good, despite the 69.5. Most people wouldn't touch that. Me, I loved it. Also, the last game, because of weather, which makes no sense. I mean, I could have sworn it was in Harvard, because if it was at Harvard, I always go to the Harvard-Yale games that are home here in Boston, in Cambridge, where I was born. I shouldn't even say that online. I do more than just sports betting, so there's reasons I shouldn't say certain things. Anyway, so yeah, I took that game as well, as you guys know, and we had Harvard at +6, although it's now creeped up to +6.5. So we'll see when that game is rescheduled for. They had to reschedule it for climate reasons, for the weather, which is, I think, it's ridiculous. I understand if it's lightning, you get metal helmets, but it wasn't that. It was bad weather, but not like that here, unless it was in Yale. For some reason, I thought. I'm trying to remember, but anyways, we're 2-0. We should be 3-0. I feel very good about the Harvard. But what I feel really good about, because as you guys know, we have yet to have a losing week. There hasn't been 1 week where we have lost money. Like lost more games than we won. There's been a bunch of weeks where we won a lot more games than we lost. There's been other weeks where we won 1 or 2 games more. But at least, it's a net positive. Then we had those 2 weeks between, what was it, like 8, 9, 10. Those weeks. 2 out of those 3 weeks, we broke even. So, yeah, you got to pay the juice. So, technically, you do have to pay a tiny bit. But we won the same amount of games we lost. So, I don't consider that a losing week. It's a losing week when I don't pick more winners than I do losers. If I pick more losers than winners, all right, that's a losing week. And we haven't had one yet. Here we are, week 12. And if you guys remember, back on week 5 and 6, I felt so good about those weeks. Those were the best weeks we've had, along with last week. And now this week, I really feel good about it, and we're already 2-0. So, with that, let's get to the picks.